Okay, ladies, we are doing our American Revolution tutorial session. And our overall message here, we are saying, make it make sense. I'm going to start with with the guiding tutorial questions. Um, what were the stated and accepted reasons behind the American Revolution? So we have 13 colonies wanted their independence from Great Britain. They felt as if they were not being treated properly. They were being unfairly taxed and didn't have any say in anything. Any reflection on that?
They felt that they didn't have a say, but they turned around and treated minorities the exact same way. Again, it goes to our statement. Let's make this make sense.
Do unto others as others would do unto you.
Do unto you.
Okay, let's go. Number 2, let's roll this through. What reasoning and evidence were used to support the move for independence? The reasoning behind it was the fact that they were being taxed by the British, but they were excluded from the British government. So you want me to give you my money, but I ain't got no say so on anything.
And that goes back to what we said.
Make it make sense. Want me to give you?
Like,
so
who wants to give out their money,
right,
and not have a say?
Mm-hmm.
No one.
Is this American Revolution pimping?
Yeah,
it sounds like it to me.
Sounds like it.
Hey, I'm just, like it, y'all.
Definitely, for real.
I'm just saying, you go do this labor, you go do this thing, and you give us this. We're gonna tax you. We're gonna pitch you the highest tax. We're not gonna give you nothing back. You ain't even got nothing to say about it. You got to be quiet.
Nathaniel.
Look, and who's gonna do that with their money?
Right. Who wants to anyway?
Who?
I don't know how they thought that was fair.
You're not winning. You're making it harder, and if so, it's by death, basically.
But they felt so strong. What about the people who did it all and had no say so? What about their slaves who did all the work and had no say so?
No.
Did they not feel that? Did they not understand that? Did they not feel that? Hey, maybe this is not right.
Once we were slaves before, now we make some more. Uh-oh. I say that. Okay, on to the next. Let's go.
All right.
All right now.
Make it make sense, lady.
Make it make sense. All right. Additional question. If the colonies felt the way they did about Great Britain, as you said, Miss Latasha, and their independence, why did they not feel that the people of color needed that same respect?
Mm-hmm.
Because they definitely did not follow the rules of make it make sense.
Disregard.
Like you said, do unto others as you would have others do unto you. Well, that is not what they reciprocated.
But I can't do that with you because you're a different skin color, because your eyes are slanted, because you have this pigmentation that is so dark and so unappealing that it makes you look unnatural. It doesn't look like mine because it makes you animalistic. And what do they call it? Yes. So
unhuman.
Had a prejudgment.
Don't forget, we were only 3/5 of a person.
Insane.
Come on, piece of person.
3/5. Not 3/5. It's all I am.
This makes you do half a math. You got a piece of. It's a piece. It's a piece. It's a piece of.
It's a piece of. Piece of.
Yeah. We don't want all of you, and all of you don't matter, but a piece of you, we're gonna give you an ounce of that makes you matter. It's not even the size of your pinky finger or anything else, but we're gonna make it seem like you matter just a little bit.
This much.
This much.
Let's go.
What they say, that violin, that my heart bleeding is about this much.
That's it.
Okay, concerning the Declaration of Independence, who was included and excluded from this document? As I had learned that there were so many that were excluded. So the ones that couldn't vote, we had our women and our wives who could not vote. There's the African Americans, the Native Americans. We can go round and round. Poor. If you didn't have any money in the bucket, you had nothing to say. But you're only taking money from my bucket.
That's it. And I learned in this reading, like you said, that really we stand out. Our story stands out so much more, but the America did some damage to a lot of people. I mean, it started with us colored people. So they say, and maybe it didn't, because the Indian people, the indigenous people, you know, they got a lot of it too. It's just not as bold and as total.
Right, yeah.
Just not as forefront. It's not as forefront as it kind of would be.
Yes, it's not forefront, but it was definitely there. I learned throughout our readings that we'll go into, but it's definitely there that the indigenous people who were poor, if you didn't have any money, you had no say so. You had nothing. You were just like us. You were just this much over us, and that was only because your skin color. But they literally.
How do you feel that plays a part today? How do you feel that plays a part today?
I think it's still relevant right now.
Yeah, definitely.
I will tell y'all that I live in Southern Alabama and I moved from California, and I can tell you that it's still relevant today. It's not as bold and in your face.
Right.
It's more discreet, but it's still the same. You want my money, you want me to do the work, you want me to pretty much run it all, and for what? Those same, I call them the same scraps that you gave my ancestors.
Oh, what you mean? Them scraps you gave me after I birthed your baby, and fed your baby from a titty milk and some other stuff. I'm sorry, I went there. Ooh, forgive me.
But it's really strong. Yeah. And if you think about it, like we were saying, how the indigenous, they even got they got something from it. What do they call it? The reparations.
Yes.
We still have not received that.
40 acres and a mule.
We ain't seen it. We ain't seen it.
They're
giving them back their land. If you can prove that you're a real Native American, you can go and get, land. Yes. You can get your piece back. We've never gotten that. Never.
My trip today to pick up my kids, there is a casino up there, and of course the casino's on Indian reservation. Oh, so wow. I passed through a lot of Indian land as I see, who's living out here on this land and these properties out here. Yes. And it's not people of color. I say that. So much as it was stolen land then, it's still stolen land now, but it's now inherited land into the next generation that is not indigenous. So sorry.
That's right. That's right.
All right. Ladies, let's go. Let's roll. All right. My first piece, the first piece in this is the Patrick Henry, Give Me Liberty or Give Me Death. I'm going to tell you this man's speech. I did call him the Martin of our time because he was not afraid to give you what he felt. Okay. He was an influential politician, leader, one of the founding fathers of the Declaration of Independence, which we still question to this day who was involved and who was included and excluded. But even though he preached for the people, in fact, the document still held back from the people. He gave a profound speech of Give Me Liberty or Give Me Death in 1775 at the Virginia Conference, addressing the conflict over 13 colonies, seeking independence from the British Empire. He was fueled by the fight by the British Army. I don't want to read from the whole thing of army with the hand of God and strong unity. He fought for unity in his people. His father was from Scotland, and his mother was from European, I guess it would be. Right. So he was of mixed culture himself. You're fighting for your that. Yes. So you're fighting for your daddy's people, but you got your mama's people on the other side fighting. So you're kind of a little torn, but he did fight for some rights. Mm-hmm. So his holy fight for freedom, and I dictated his speech and some parts of it. We are strong with God and the powers that He has given us. The millions of people who are in this holy fight for freedom in this country, that is ours by the enemy. God is the ruler in the destiny of our nations. Mind you, his uncle was a preacher, so he learned how to preach his speeches when he gave them to him. So he had power. He had power behind his speeches. People were like, oh, hey, kind of demand something. Oh, we might have to talk about this. But the way he did it, he had a chutzpah about him that he didn't care how you felt about it, but he did fight for it. He wanted to help in the fight for it. So God is the ruler of our destiny and nations. But who else is to help us in this battle? It is too far in the game to turn back now. Show your strength and fight on. The battle is not strong. The battle is not strong alone. Your battle, our battle, the battle we still fight is not strong by itself. It's still a battle. No, nobody fighting behind that battle. Nobody's saying anything behind that battle. It is just a battle without any strength behind it. And that is what we are today, still, and still in the struggle, in the battle of the fight for freedom and rights. We have the battle is not we don't just have fighters. We have the vigilant, the ones who are on alert like us, the active who are functional like us, and the brave and the bravery, the courage like us. So if we want to go back to the Super Bowl, not like us, but like us, we can go there, sing a song about it. Okay. I'm sorry. So I did call him the Martin Luther King of our day. In 1765, he won the election to the House of Burgess. He proved himself to be an early voice of the distant against Britain's colonial policies. Henry spoke out against the measure. He insisted that the colony itself should be able to levy taxes on its citizens. Like, you're taxing us, man. You got all these motions. We ain't got nothing in this. Why do you need to keep us your slave? Why do you need to keep us bound to you? Why do you taking from us? Why do you just whacking us without as if slavery? You're still whacking the backs of the slaves. You're still whacking. You're still leaving your marks, and you're still doing the same damage. Here we are, the British, and you're gonna do it again. So it is a revolving door of strength. My strength shows as much as if I beat you hard enough in a certain kind of way, it shows the strength. So here we're gonna go with that.
Okay. But that goes into next what Kanisha is saying. And also about that Declaration of Independence.
Mm-hmm. Yes, because they all tie in. They all tie in.
They all tie in. So as for him, his last theming of the speech, I don't know about anybody else. I can't speak for nobody else, and you can't speak for nobody else. But I'm gonna give you what I got for my people, the people, and for some more people. Give me liberty or give me death. So are we still saying give me liberty or give me death today?
We are. We really are.
What does it sound like? What is our liberty now or give me death? We just had International Women's Day the other day. Mm-hmm. Do we feel like women on this earth as our liberty?
I think we're saying when we say give me liberty or give me death, we're still saying Black Lives Matter. Ooh. Or we're Black Lives Matter. Or we're saying to those immigrants right now that are being picked up that they are not 3/5 of a person.
Say that.
They come over here and do a lot of work, and they're still being treated like they're 3/5 of a person as well. Again, these documents don't make sense.
Make it make sense.
Make it make sense.
Yeah.
And that
is what you said. They're not feeling like any part of a person, 3/5 of the person. It trickles down into our students. Strange is bad enough because we have our new cards that are made up for our students for when ICE comes. To let them know that you are not 3/5 of a person, that your life matters, and you don't have to speak to nobody. You don't have to give yourself up to nobody, and we are here to protect you. My people fought before me. I'm fighting now, and I'm fighting for the ones behind me. So my children, as it goes, but absolutely. So yes, today, as ICE comes into our buildings. All right, Miss. Yes, Miss Kanisha, Thomas Paine, common sense. As if common sense, we're gonna make it make sense.
Common sense isn't too common back then, nor is it now. Okay, because
Okay.
you're missing a few screws. But yes, Thomas Paine argued for our independence, as they all were. But as we said, it's not making sense. He attacked
Whose independence?
whose independence? Because it wasn't who we.
Ours.
It was not ours. But I was doing some research and I found a quote, and I'm gonna read you the quote. It says, "A government of our own is our natural right. Ye that oppose independence now, ye know not what ye do. Ye are opening a door to eternal tyranny by keeping vacant the seat of government." So from that quote, I gathered that it focused attention on the belief of a government that represents fundamental rights. Those rights that were not for us. Those rights that were built for the people and not we, the people, as the Declaration of Independence also stated. Also, in his quote, he stated everything that his pamphlet stood for. He wanted the Americans to prosper and have security without the British government. Did that happen? No. He fought, but like we said, we're still dealing with the same things that they were now. These things
I'm
were
gonna
not
add
new.
you, but I'm not gonna add you in. I'm gonna add you, but I'm not gonna add you in.
I'm gonna add you, but not in there. You gonna
Not
find
in
somewhere
here.
around there. Not in there. Not
Not
in
in
there.
here.
Can't do it.
Okay.
I'm gonna add you, but I'm not gonna add you
I'm
in.
not
I'm
gonna
gonna
add you.
add you.
So
No, 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 no.
that is what this Declaration of Independence was. It was them winning their notice the key word being their independence.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it was written to mean well. If it were for everybody, it would have meant well, because it was a way after they won their independence to be able to help all of the colonies to work together, get along, and unite. But again, like we said, our stance is that, like, the Declaration of Independence, the Articles of Confederation, all of these things were not meant for us. The American Revolution wasn't fought for us. They want you to think it was, but it really wasn't fought for us, because we didn't really get anything. We didn't gain anything. We didn't go anywhere, and we were still treated the same way. And it took us all the way in.
Tasha,
It took
yes.
us all the way into the civil rights and Jim Crow, and all of this was way
Carried
after.
over. It
Yes.
carried over. It carried over.
Yes,
We carried it.
it
We
carried
carried
over.
it. How you?
So what was the war? We didn't gain anything. Like with Lincoln, we gained nothing. If it had been for the people, like they say, then yes, it would have been a good idea. I mean, of course, the Declaration being written was a good idea to help form an alliance between the newly formed 13 colonies, but the colonies excluded people, and they continue to exclude people. And I just don't understand how we're supposed to agree to these documents that really were not for we, the
because
people.
we are including you, but we're not including you.
We are.
But you got to see your name on the list, but you can't say nothing.
Right.
Yes, the Articles of Confederation, same thing. They were not written for us. They were written after the Revolution, American Revolution, and it was the first, and it was their first little constitution of the 13 colonies.
Yes.
Again, it was written to bring them all together. The Declaration had like 5 parts, y'all. 5 parts.
Yes.
But if you listen and read those 5 parts, again, they had nothing to do with minorities, period, point blank, period. So to me, it's yeah, make it make sense. It wasn't for us. I can't agree to say it was a good thing, because it wasn't a good thing for our ancestors. It wasn't then, it wasn't, it isn't now. I mean, and like you said, to bounce back, it just carried over. None of it was for us. It was for them.
The visual that I have from then till now, and we saying it carried over. You know how the mothers would carry their babies on their back? They would tie them on their back.
Yeah.
Baby, they still